Hello, good evening and welcome to GTS Division 3. The start of a new season of hopefully some very good racing, if not some mad racing. You've got Ash and alongside me is commentator extraordinaire, Dr. Robot. He hasn't got his audio shared, so we're busy I'm effectively talking to nobody. Although there is two people who have joined, so hello two people.
Okay, I should be able to hear me now. Hello guys, sorry about that. And yeah, good to be here. Really happy with this new division. Especially after the success of last season. Like, I think 4 drivers have moved up from Division 3 into 2 or 1. So it seems to work, right?
Yeah, indeed. You've got Smalley who's moved up. He put on a good show at the end of last season in any case. Weird TV, the champion, he's moved up. You've got Luke Nils who's moved up as well, and I think Pike too has as well.
Yeah, so a lot of drivers moving up. So we're racing here today in come on, you say it, I can't do it.
We are racing at La Magiole.
There we go. And we're going to be doing 20 laps after a 10-minute quali here. So everyone's going to be driving the same car, and no setups are allowed this season. So it's going to really, hopefully, it's going to close the field up together. Now, these guys are allowed to use a few assists. I think they're allowed to use traction and racing line and ABS, but I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's right. But what I would say is that I think it's actually easier with this car to drive without traction control.
I've noticed that, yeah.
You can use it. It takes a lot of effort to lose the car. From a few laps I've done, as Astro, I've just noticed having a spin there at one of the hairpins.
Oh.
Astro's not a beginner, by the way. He's just a filler.
Yeah, he's just filling in because a few guys couldn't make it today due to some other commitments, but hopefully they'll rejoin next time. So he's not going to be scoring any points today.
No.
So I think if you do the main commentary, I'll keep an eye on the social media corner today as well, if that's all right.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine, no problem. I will say, I've got an eye on social media, so I'll say the first few hellos to people. Hello to Stinson, Proctor, good to see you, pal. Ricardo Patrese there. Ben is there. Hello, Ben. Pi 2, who's moved on up as well this season. Hello, Pi 2. Lee Turner, who's there again. You can do it, saying that Robot is apparently reporting live from a submarine. And hello to Dusk as well, and also Mick. Rod and Pollock's fishing is out there as per usual. Mixing it up in social media corner. Easy for me to say. I'll just put my teeth in. There we go.
So due to the submarine comment, I'm just going to quickly change my mic. So if you just carry on, I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Right, you are. And we'll watch Danny do the first lap of the season. In fact, I'm going to hop on board with him in the cockpit, heading out of this corner where it's going to be a lot harder with no setups to get the car out of this corner, as he's now heading down into this tricky little hairpin, running ever so wide, and now he's heading up into the little twisty turnies, as Mick would call it, and now he just wants to head through the left, right, left complex, take curb, and then really put the foot down now as he heads over to Mick's happy place. And we all know what that means. This is one of the best corners on GTS for me. It's still rewarding if you get it right, but if you head off into the gravel on the left, you're ruined. These next 2 corners for me are easily flat. You can just take as much curve as you dare on the right-hander. Heading now to the double right. He's just got a little bit of understeer, missing the apex. but he gets the apex pretty nicely there on the second one. Doesn't want to take too much of that curve, or he gets a penalty into the final corner. Just wants to hit this apex here, which he's hit quite nicely. Now as he heads over to the start finish line, what's his first time going to be? It's going to be a 1:58.7, which is a decent time. I think a decent, very, very good time will be a 56s for the guys. He has the Hube. I'm just going to call him Thierry Boutsen. Does a 57.3. Garvey has gone on to pole so far 56.6.
They're fairly decent times, aren't they?
That's a very, very good standard time. Pretty much off the belt.
I mean, that to me looks like a D2 worthy time, if I'm honest. A 1:56.6. That's a good time. Wow.
Bear in mind that if you had a setup on the car round here, my pole time round here in the Aston was 53.9. So going to be a little bit off that. So a really, really fast time. I'm already hearing through the grapevines of 55 from some of the guys already. So 56 is very, very competitive, very, very early on.
Well, I think it's going to be an interesting race. Where's Danny Boy? So he was the first time to cross the line. He was the first one to cross the line, and he's 1 second down at the moment. He's picked up a penalty this lap as well, so he's going to have to serve that soon. Who do you think is going to get pole, bearing in mind what times you've seen?
I think from what I've seen in the practice lobby before we've started streaming, you've got to look at maybe it's the Hube and possibly Garvey, but I would also probably put D Roberts in the mix as well, because he was of course running at the end of last season as well. So we'll see. Danny's actually going to come into the pits this time, so his penalty will not make any difference whatsoever. Big Hurt goes 57.0, so he now moves up into second place with I believe his own Hartman Racing team. So now Hartman Racing 1-2, I believe, at the minute. And then you've got the Hube third, D Roberts fourth, and then N22 Apes, so we'll just call him Naps. Naps is in fifth. He ran in the Enduro on Sunday. I think he was top 6 off memory. I'll double check. Now on the OFR app, so please download the OFR app. Plug.
Big plug.
Big plug. I've used it, and if I can use it, then anyone can use it, because I'm a bit of a dummy. Naps finished 6th in the Enduro on Sunday, so he actually did a good job to be top 6 on Sunday. Obviously the Enduro series made a start on Sunday. Iceman Kimmy, reigning champion, started off with another victory. He's got that many victories that he's put Kimi Räikkönen to shame as well. His namesake. That was second, and Castle was third. So then there was overall there was 13 runners, I think, in the end, which was a good start. But that,
because the endurance wasn't that popular last season, was it? But it seems to have kicked off a lot more this season.
yeah, but I also think as well, I made the decision to use different machinery, because obviously we've been using Group 3 cars now for some time, and using Group 1 machinery, the more modern LMP1 machinery. It's kicked a lot of people's imagination, and it's now actually proved to be quite popular very, very early on. Yeah, it's proved to be a good decision. So at this moment in time, I'm gonna see who I'm gonna look through on a lap. Tracy's in the pit lane, so he's staying there. I'm gonna watch Naps go through a lap here, just for something slightly different. So he's gonna head through turn 4 now, Oh no, he's ruined this lap. He's already ruined this lap through the Hugh getting through, so he's going to be significantly slower in the 57.8, so he's not going to improve. So let's see what Danny can do. Danny, who I think has improved absolute leaps and bounds, and I'm expecting him to have a good season this time round.
I mean, he's one of these drivers that started right at the bottom in both GTS and Formula 1. And he's winning races like 4 weeks later. He's improved so much from where he was when he first joined to where he is now. I don't think I've seen any driver improve more than him throughout the whole of OFR.
No, I think as well, Danny's got one of them rare commodities as not only is he a very, very good driver, but he's actually very, very well liked amongst the other drivers as well. So he's got a very, very good blend, and he's absolutely spot on. I haven't seen anyone improve as quick as he has. He's just adapted very, very quickly. And he's 7/10 up on his own time as we're now heading into the final knock-ins of qualifying. As Danny and Big Hit are just about racing. Go on, Robert.
I'm just going to say, Garvey has currently got pole. Danny's set at 1:57.8. Garvey is 7/10 up, I think, on his time so far. And that's just in the middle sector, so he could, in theory, get into the 1:55s. He could.
So just about to watch now as he's coming through the final corner. These Americans are proven to be very, very quick, very, very early on, as Garvey, not quite 55, but 56.3. That's impressive. That'll be a D2 time, I've got no doubt. So Garvey, I think, will get pulled. 6/10 is a massive margin to the Big Hurt in second. Took part in a few Enduros at the end of last season. D. Roberts in third, and then you've got the Hube in fourth. Danny.
There are some guys at the back still, aren't there, who are still going? I think Martin's one of them. Marcin, I don't know how to say his name. We've got someone in Juan Balls there as well.
Yes, indeed. So Juan Ball is a very, very late addition to the grid. He only found out he was racing, I think it was this afternoon, I think. And you know, I was talking to Matty this afternoon. I was just saying, look, just go out and enjoy it. Just go and learn. My thing, I always say to my team, and I say it to everybody. First thing is go and enjoy it. Next thing is go and do your best. That's all you can ever do, and all anyone can ever ask of you. And as long as you do that, then you win. Then everything else should come together.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm just going to go through the grid now. So we've got Danny. I've lost my marbles. Garvey on pole. There we go. I was about to say Danny for some reason. So Garvey on pole, Big Hurt second, D. Roberts is third, and fourth is the Hube. Not to be confused with a TV show of a similar name. Danny's fifth, Naps is sixth, Martin seventh. Amit Blah. Now I don't know too much about Amit. I think he might be a Formula 1 racer. Robot, you might correct me on that one.
Yeah, so he was planning on racing in Division 2 this season, but I think something came up and he can't make that time anymore, so he's just going to stick with GTS. But he is teammate to You Can Do It, who is also a Formula 1 driver, and who hasn't made it today, unfortunately, and that's why these guys are filling in. But yeah, I think we should expect some great progress from him throughout the season. I just want to quickly point out before we start, top four were all from that DWT family. So that's Elizabeth Rose Turner and Ryan Paul Racing.
That's impressive. In fact, that's very, very impressive. Very, very early on indeed. So I'm going to keep an eye out from about third place Guy. So I'm going to watch out from D. Roberts here, because trouble inevitably comes at this first corner because it's very, very tight.
And I will keep an eye on P9 upwards, and because those are all the ones that are participating.
Indeed, as as it's lights out and away we go. And D Roberts has got a very, very good start from the line. He's trying to go down the inside of Garvey and hasn't quite made it. In fact, Hube's now trying to get past him and he doesn't, and it's now side by side coming out turn 2 with Martin there, who's made a very good start from from about 7th on the grid. He's now up to 5th. With Naps in 6th place. Danny's slipped a place to 7th. Amit Blas in 8th. He's on hard tyres, which I find very, very strange. But there you go. And then we've got One Ball in 9th place. And then
just want to quickly say, Ashley Stevens, I'm not sure if you know, but your car is actually on track. So if you are watching, get back to your PlayStation and bring it back to the pits or something. Sorry, go ahead.
No, absolutely. I was going to say Mick and Astro, they agreed to start the race 30 seconds behind. So this is sort of the tortoise and the hare experiment from them, I think. And yes, real Tracy is there. So just going back to the front, so Garvey's now pulling out a bit of a gap now. He's got about 9/10 and to the Hube, who's now second. Oh no! Big hit.
He's managed to spin the BMW.
Oh, teammates have managed to collide already. Oh no, that's a cardinal sin. You don't take your own teammate out. Oh dear, so the Hube's got a bit of work to do from 9th. So now that's just allowed Garvey a little bit more breathing space. Easy for me to say. From the big hurt in 2nd, who's pulled out a bit of a gap on D Roberts in 3rd. Back to Naps in 4th, and there's a battle brewing up here. 5th place between Martin and Danny for 5th place. So let's see what Danny can do to get past Martin. I do like these BMs on overrun when you lift off the throttle.
They sound amazing, don't they? They really, really do.
Indeed. I can't get on board, so I'm just going to quickly fix that. There we go.
You just need to back out.
I've done that. Because I'm going to watch from Danny's point of view, see how he goes about attacking Martin into this. This corner here he's at is very tricky. Martin's actually run a bit wide. Oh!
Yeah, I just want to...
No, go ahead.
One Ball and Hugh, they just almost went side by side at turn 5 there. They managed to get through it okay, but there was a bit of contact. But they're actually keeping it really clean, and it's nice, close but hard racing. It's really nice.
Indeed, and Martin's just about held off Danny for 5th place. So now it's going to be down into Mick's happy place, where they're going to battle into this very, very off-cambered hairpin, which, like I say, is one of the best corners in GTS. There's 2. They're all running the gravel, but Naps is the one who loses out. It's very, very easy to run wide there, as the Hube has actually made up places. He's got past Amit, and he's got past now so he's already now made progress into 6th place. So we'll see if we can make progress up the field.
Yeah, we got notification that the way that you say Martin, we should just call him Marco. So we'll go with Marco for Marcin.
Okay, Marco it is. Thank you, Pay2. There is a very, very important question being posed. Robot, what are you wearing?
oh, interesting. At the moment, I got on some slippers and a t-shirt, and that's it. We'll leave it there.
Say no more. Say no more. There you go, Ben. I've asked the question, and also I've been told to call this Saggy Maggie. Saggy Maggie. So that's for you, Ed. I've done it.
Now, I have got some breaking news from Social Media Corner, guys. None other than the namesake himself, Ryan Stevens, has come in and has said, Ryan Paul, team named after him, has said he is not pleased with the collision there. He's not happy with the teammates colliding.
He's feeling a bit bruised with the team of his own name.
I know, and that is Ryan Paul from Ryan Paul Racing. Oh, we got someone off. Who's that? It's Amit. Amit's gone off.
Amit
down in
is
P8 at the minute. P9 now.
P9 now. That's very, very easy to lose coming out of that corner. Oh, that's unfortunate. But he'll learn from this race. Just see how he gets on. Just needs to build up the miles. As meanwhile, there's Astro in 10th, starting to put a bit of a dent into people's times. With getting a preview of the new Rodden Pollux car for this season. Looks very nice, doesn't it?
It really does. There's a lot of nice liveries going on.
There is.
And I mean, we all know. So Ashley Stevens, who's the real Tracy on track, he is the division manager for D3. So he's hopefully going to be doing all the results. And he also manages the DWT, Elizabeth Rose Turner and Ryan Paul Racing liveries and teams. And they always have amazing liveries, don't they? But this season, there's also a lot of other cars on the grid with really, really nice liveries that could compete for livery of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them looking absolutely fantastic this season.
Indeed. In fact, I like Amit's livery as well. I think that's a very, very tidy effort for it being a first livery. It just looks pretty nice for a first go.
Yep, you're right. Now, the big hurt has actually closed that gap to Garvey. Remember, it was about 1.5 seconds. It's come down to 9/10. Yeah,
that's how I'm focusing on track at the minute, because the gap was decreasing by quite a bit. But Garvey's managed to bring the gap up just a little bit. I just hope these two don't collide with each other, and just keep it nice and respectful, because obviously they're more or less teammates for all but team name.
And that's another 3/10. It's down to 6/10 of a second now, 5/10 even.
That's close, and I'm just going to go through the rest of the field and just talk about the rest of the drivers. We've got D. Roberts, who done a good job towards the end of last season. He's back again. He's having another crack, and that's good to see. Huben fourth. I don't know too much about him. I cannot give you any information on him. And then you've got Marco in fifth, as I've been told to call him. So there's Marco indeed. Danny in sixth. He's just dropping back from the main pack a little bit. Let's see if he can do something through strategy. Just taking a little bit too much grass there. Mistaking the BMW there for a Flymo. Naps in seventh. He's hanging on to Danny's coattails here a little bit. And then you've got Matty in eighth. I'm just going to call him Matty first, so I don't get the name wrong in any way, shape or form. This is, to be fair to Matty, this is a very, very good effort with it being his first race. First main GTS race. I know he raced in the Endurance on Sunday. But in terms of really only finding out he's driving this afternoon and just getting the grips with this car, it's a very, very good effort indeed from Matty. And he has to be commended for just getting in very late and just driving. So that's very good to see. As Amit has now got Astro behind him, a very, very experienced GTS driver, so just keep an eye on this for just a short spell.
Yeah, so we know Astro's going to be D1, I believe, this season. He is, as you say, very, very experienced. He's one of the cleanest racers that we have on the grid, actually. And right now,
indeed,
I think he's just, I suppose, letting Amit know what close racing should be like. He's doing a pretty good job of it, and Amit's keeping his cool, and he's pushing him hard as well. This is really, really nice to see.
Indeed, it's very, very good defending. Actually, who's that? That is Handball. He's made a bit of a mistake, I think, coming out of that corner. Oh no, he's off. He's off, and he's done a good job of holding that, actually, from spinning completely.
I did see a little bit of contact there between Amit and Matty. It was almost like a little bit of a pit manoeuvre.
Yeah, but I also think at the same time, I don't think it was completely intentional.
No, I don't think it was intentional.
No, he's tried to back out of the move as much as he can. Lee Turner saying one stop or two. I actually think it could be more.
You think? Well, we're on lap 5 at the minute. Oh, it could be more. You're right.
It could be more.
Lap 6 rather.
If you're going to do a 3-stop, lap 5 would have been the ideal time to pit. But tyres here, unlike most of the tracks, La Maggiore is a tyre killer. This track, and I would also say the Long Kyoto, are the 2 tracks which kill tyres. So if you get an undercut here, I think you gain quite a lot of time. Plus the pit lane's quite short. As now we've got a 3-car battle for 5th here between Marco, Danny and Naps going on. So let's see, Marco's just running a bit wide, so that gives Naps a chance to have a look, but he doesn't quite do it. And that now is leads, Danny's just holding off. Danny's just best served waiting, just in case these two collide. And just picking up the spoils rather than trying to get in, but he's actually trying to tuck into the middle of it. This is great racing, very early on from these 3.
What I noticed whilst he was following there through the S's, he was getting a much better line than both drivers ahead of him. Ooh, and he cuts across there as we see Marco starting to ghost as he goes to the corner. So maybe he'll serving a penalty or something. I don't know, but Danny's moved up the position.
Indeed, and also hello to Dave Turner as well on the stream as well. He's joined in the fun and shenanigans on the chat.
Rings. The whole family's here, it seems.
Yeah, it's a Turner fest. As we've got
good to have you all here.
And we've got our first pit stop. It's D Roberts. He's in the pit lane very early on, so he's refueled his car. He's about 3/4 full, so let's see what happens from here. Will the Hube hold him up? Let's see. We've forgotten there's a front 2 here because I've broken away from the field, but they're now a significant distance in front as the big hit is just run a little bit wide there. It's very easy to do that without all the downforce on the front end, plus the fact he's following Garvey so close. As I've noticed, D Roberts has just got down the inside of the Hube, not making it too hard, but not making it too easy neither. In fact, he's coming back at him.
Yes, they're still fighting. This is quite interesting. One of them's pitted, one of them hasn't, and now the guy who has pitted has got a header on his fresher tyres.
Yes, indeed. Now he's got to make them count and see if he can try and close within enough time to the top 2 as they now head through the S's up at the top end of the circuit. See if they respond in kind with a pit stop of their own this time round.
We've got someone spun. Matty spun. He's come off at turn 4, I think it is.
Oh
or turn
no!
5, rather. He's having a nightmare trying to get it pointing in the right direction again. There he goes. Managed to get it back.
That's it, Matty. Just get your head down. Just keep going.
Pit stops. We've got some pit stops. Top 2.
We have indeed. Both of them in. I've got my eye on them both. So let's see who. Is that going to be a temptation to fuel short for the big hit to jump out ahead? He has. He has fueled short. Big hits jumped Garvey in the pit stops. And he's under fuel ever so slightly, not talking much, so will he be forced to stop earlier, or will he try and save fuel now at this stage of the race? It'll be interesting to see.
It's really interesting, yeah, because it looks like Garvey, so from what I've been watching these two for quite some time. The big hurt is definitely less consistent than Garvey is. He's making a few more mistakes. But now that he's come out ahead, oh no, he's made a mistake again. Look at that. Garvey's gone down the inside and they're going to be side by side.
Let's watch.
If they're coming up to the S's. Here we go. They're still almost side by side. It's still Garvey ahead. He has got through for now, and look at that. It doesn't look like that underfuel worked for more than, 5 corners?
Because Garvey's got straight back past again.
He has. And now, but to be fair, it's less than a tenth of a second right now, though. These two are in each other's toe at the minute. It seems like one of them's pulling the other one along here. It looks like Garvey's moving down the right side to try and defend as they come into the hairpin here. And is Big Hurt going to try anything? No, he can't, because he's tucked right in behind Garvey again. There's contact between them, but they've both made it through again. There's more contact there, and he's pushed him wide slightly.
And Garvey just pulls off in front of Big Hurt. Let's see what he can do here. This is very close racing.
This is Elizabeth Rose Turner against Hartman Racing.
Right now,
really interesting.
Right now, I think Riccardo Patrese might just be watching from the back of his sofa, hoping that these two don't collide.
Indeed. VR, good to have you here as well. Thanks for joining the stream.
Hello, hello, VR, my friend. Nice to see you. I haven't forgotten about you. Don't worry, buddy. Oh, I tell you what, Garvey just went very, very wide out the final corner. That's wider than he'd ideally like.
Yeah. I'm just cycling through the back of the pack, and everyone's picked up quite a bit of a distance between each other now, so they're starting to settle down. That usually happens in the middle of the race, but I'm sure it will come back alive again in the midfield towards the end. But these two at the front, they're still battling so hard.
They are indeed. As Big Hit just putting a nose down the inside, just reminding Garvey that he's there, doing the old touring car move of "Hello, I'm still here." Also, hello to Pingu, I believe. Pingu, you need to be doing GTS. And hello to Steve Margaret. A new friend from who's otherwise known as Yuval.
Oh, has Yuval joined us too?
Yeah, that's
Hello,
Steve. Hello, Steve Margaret.
Now, as they're coming up to the hairpin again, they're in pretty much the exact same position as they were one lap ago. It's still Garvey ahead, and he's tucked in to try and claim the lead again, and there's almost a little bit of contact between them, and there's still less than a tenth of a second now.
This is incredible. I know I should probably be going through the field, but this is an entertaining battle to watch.
It really is. I'm surprised they've kept it so clean.
So, this has been a very, very good display of heads-up driving so far. As they're taking a lot of that curb on the second right-hander. Now heading to the final corner. Garvey's defending for all he's worth, but I think this time, Big Hit, no.
He's tucked in again.
He's had to tuck in again.
Do you know what I think we're seeing here? The big contact.
There's contact.
He squeezed his way past.
He's went, hello, I'm here and I'm coming through. There's
that
now
was
the Big
elbows
Hit.
out, wasn't it?
Marco at the minute is 7th as Garvey's trying to force himself back down the inside.
You just can't do it.
Just can't do it indeed. This is quite an incredible battle. And now Garvey's come back down the inside, but that's a tough place to make a move stick. As now Garvey takes the lead and just almost breaks away a little bit. Just while there's a bit of a lull of them two battling. D. Roberts is he's still in third. He's for a few of the old timers, he's a bit of Dusty Springfield in the middle of nowhere. He's got 7 seconds back to Garvey and 8 seconds back to the Hube in 4th. Who's got 4 seconds back to Danny, who also was broken away from Naps in 6th, who in turn has broken away from Marco, who's just recovering from an incident, with Astro now ahead of him. Ahmed still running 9th. Mick, we mentioned very little of. He's running 10th, and I think he's just out for a leisurely stroll today, I think. And then you've got Matty there in 11th. It is, isn't it?
That is amazing. That is a really... Who made that one?
Grim.
Was it Grim? That is beautiful.
Grim does a very, very good job on all the Rod and Parks liveries. He always has done. There's one person who I always said was very good at liveries, was Martin Bananas, who raced with Rodden Parks that season. He is amazing at liveries. He's done some liveries for me, and they're just absolutely tops. Juan Ball, who we've not mentioned for a little while, he's still running. He's had a bit of a nightmare. Hopefully, he should get out of the way of the front runners, not make life too difficult.
Yeah, 2 have already passed him, so both Big Hurt and Garvey have got past. He's getting blue flags again now. He's being asked to give way to the faster car, so I don't know where I don't think he'll do it into this corner, maybe before the S's. I'm glad to see that he's still racing and still pushing. Getting all the experience he can as he spins.
Dave Turner, that Hartman car is wider than the Eddie Stobbart truck I used to drive. Other truckers are available.
Nice.
That's, yeah, I like that. That's very, very clever. VR saying, why are D3 way faster than him? I don't know, VR. Answers on,
do you know what? This is
on
what
a postcard.
I'm worried about. Because I haven't got pace like this, and I'm currently in D2. I've got a lot of practice to do before Sunday, otherwise I might get demoted.
No, you won't get demoted. Havoc, are you free?
Say again, sorry?
I was going to say, Havoc, are you free?
Oh. Yeah, you can take it.
Hello, Havoc, if you are out there. Is Benzies your uncle? Has anyone gone for a gap that exists? Yes, I think I have so far.
Yeah, there's been some real close wheel-to-wheel racing here, and it's still going on. I mean, look at these top 2; they've been separated by less than a second pretty much the entire race now. I think from lap 3 onwards, where Big Hurt closed Garvey down, it's been within a second, and they're still both travelling. What is it? 9 seconds now faster than third place.
Yeah, they've just driven off in. They've just driven off into the distance. D. Roberts in third. He's just on his own. He's out the minute for a casual Sunday drive right now. There's really no other battles on track right now. Danny's running 5th in a very, very lonely 5th right now. Naps is running 6th. Astro's running this lonely 7th. Marco's 8th. Amit's 9th. Mick's 10th, and Matty's a lonely 11th. So the real only battle that's out on track is the front 2. And even then, Big Hurt is now pulled out a gap of 1.5 seconds. That's the biggest the gap's been for quite some time.
That's interesting.
But of course, there's other divisions in GTS. There's divisions 1 and 2 that get underway on Sunday, so that'll be interesting to watch as well with the new car, the M3. See what liveries people are running. Of course, I've seen nearly all of them. The one to do the big reveal is, of course, Mr. Tay.
Still waiting to see it.
He's teasing us. The only person I believe seen it's Castle.
Interesting.
So
just for the approval, I take it.
Just for the approval, yeah. All the others have actually put their liveries out there. The big reveal's going to be from Tay and his team, him, Astro, and Proctor. AJ saying hi, stream.
Hello, AJ. Good to have you here.
Hello, AJ. Is that a you want to be invited into the chat, or are you just saying hello for hello's sake?
Let's go with the second one. Me and AJ aren't on speaking terms at the moment.
Oh no.
I kid. Something's happened there at the front. Garvey has dropped back a second now. He's 1.6 behind. He was just 8/10 behind a lap ago, so I think he's possibly made a mistake. He's gone wide again. Oh, is he losing it? He's managed to keep it. I
was going to say, while what I've just picked up on, his tyres are far worse. The front tyres are far worse than the big hits. So now that's a 7. That's possibly playing into the big hits' hands. Just looking at lap times as well. There's a couple of laps where Garvey's dipped into the 58s, whereas the big hit's been in the 57s quite consistently, actually. So it's proven to be so far that obviously the fastest lap's gone to Garvey at this stage, but Big Hit's been more consistent and probably been slightly kinder to his tyres right now.
Interesting. And I'm just going to go through the worst that I can see is Marco. I think he's got the worst tyres right now. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think D. Roberts and Garvey are similar, but D. Roberts did pit a lap before everybody else. In fact, he's in now. He's in now just as I talk about him. So this is the first of the second stops being made. Let's see where D. Roberts comes out in relation. Comes out just behind Danny. Just behind Danny in 5th place.
And he's 1.4 seconds behind at the minute, so when Danny pits, he is going to lose that position. He's not further enough ahead. But it is looking like it's going to be a 2-stopper then, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, 7:14 then to the end.
Yeah, but I'm expecting Danny to be in at the end of this lap. He's got the old blinking red light of doom.
Is that the fuel red light of doom?
That's the fuel red light of doom.
So what I really like about D3 as well is that everyone keeps will watch it tomorrow or the day after to get as much info as possible for the D1 and D2 race. But now that they're all in the same car and all with the same setups, this type of information that we're gathering here today is going to be absolutely crucial for the weekend, isn't it?
It is. It is. I mean, we're both watching. We're both learning already.
Yeah. I mean, we can see the tyre wear. We can see. I mean, for example, Garvey's been following the Big Hurt for the past, 7 laps, and his tyres are way worse than the Big Hurts, aren't they? So following closely without a setup seems to have a big effect on your tyres, and Zanarva's gone a little bit wide there, and now Roberts has got within 3 tenths behind him.
Yes, indeed. Danny's going to be best served not defending too hard, because he's got to make his own second stop. In D. Roberts, he's on fresher tyres, so it's not really a fair fight. As D. Roberts now gets past Danny, as we've got the front two, they're both in the pit lane. So
let's see if the underfuel helped Big Hurt the first time. Will it help him the second time? Well,
it has.
He's gone. I mean, I think they've refueled just about the same here, and he's come out ahead.
He's come out ahead. Just 5
laps to go as well. Oh, this is going to be close. This is. I reckon we're going to see another Harley "you can do it" incident on the last lap from yesterday's race.
No! Oh no! We both said at the time we both felt so sorry for both of "you can do it" and Harley yesterday. Yeah. And even now, I still, having had my own last lap disputes, I still feel sorry for them both today. I can imagine both of them will have wanted not to race straight away. They'll have wanted to go and hide and not see the light of day for quite some time. So Garvey's actually pulled the gap out back a little bit. It's now less than a second. So these two are at it once again. But what I think is that Garvey's better over the first part of the stint, and the Big Hit's better over the second part, as Garvey's ran a little bit wide out of Mick's happy place. You don't want to run into the gravel, because the second it sucks you in, you're going to need a bucket and spade to get yourself back out again.
Yeah, you're right. He's closed the gap again, 3 tenths even after that mistake. In the final sector here, so you could be right there. But I've got a feeling Garvey might be getting just a little bit impatient. I don't know, he seems like he's eager to get past as quick as possible.
Yeah, they've actually both got the same amount of penalty as the big hit defending straight away. I don't think he needed to defend there. He was defending fresh air. Because now he's put himself at immediate disadvantage for turns 1 and 2. He just needed to hold his line and just take a normal racing line. Only need to defend when the guy's closer than what Garvey is right now. As Naps has come in, he's been on the medium tyres for quite some time, which I find impressive. As now, let's see what happens here. As Garvey is following, he's now following really, really closely behind Big Earth. So where can the move be made?
I think he needs to get an absolutely amazing exit out of the last chicane through the S's here, and he needs to do it before he gets to Mick's happy place. It can't be any time after, because it's just too tricky to claim an inside line and then claim the apex without running wide. It needs to be here, but he just can't get a good exit out of that corner.
No, he's closing with the slipstream effect, but he's too far back.
Yeah.
He's too far back. Oh, no. Oh, hello. There's a bit
hello.
of...
Hello, elbows.
Hello. That was not a move I was expecting. He was miles back, Garvey. I think you were right there, Robot. I think he was getting very, very impatient. There's now... oh, no.
Back.
Now the Big Eight wants it back, side by side. It's very, very... elbows out. Very much... that's very much the Orthed River school of defending there. As Garvey's run wide, the Big Hit run wide. They're pushing really hard. In fact, now the Big Hit is 2 seconds back. Now then, I think this could be another last lap showdown. I'm just going to
3 seconds now, though. Something's gone wrong.
Yeah, I think there might have been a mistake there from the Big Eight. I'm just going to make sure Real Tracy's still got his heart rhythm and he's not watching from behind the sofa. I'm just going to go through the rest of the field just to see where there's any battles. Astro sets a new fast lap of 56.3. Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's very, very good time. Muscle cars or what? I think that was very much a Spanish Archer rather than muscles. Spanish Archer, of course, being elbow. So the Hube sitting in fourth. He's pulled the gap out of Danny, who's got Naps. He's pulling the gap back. He's only a couple of seconds back, so that could be a gap to just keep an eye on before the end of the race. Astro sitting in seventh, just enjoying his leisurely Sunday drive. Eighth is Marco. He seems to have recovered from his earlier mistakes and just making sure he gets the car home. Amit sitting ninth. Mick is just enjoying the scenery, I think. Hoping to catch a fish sometime tomorrow. And then Matty is still circulating. He's not. He's just running a bit wide. He's running a bit out of track, but he's still circulating. He's not giving up, which is good to see. As he, runs into a wall there. So the gap now, it's stabilising, isn't it, between the Big Hurt and Garvey at 3 seconds.
Yeah, what I think's happened is pretty much the whole race is that as soon as the Big Hurt did that underfuel trick and he came out ahead, because they got the same setup, no tuning, nothing like that, it was just so hard for Garvey, even though he was faster, to get past him. He just couldn't get past, but now he has. We're seeing the truer pace possibly of these two guys, where Garvey was quicker at the start and now he's just pulling away again, because look, the gap's just gone up 2 tenths again. Yeah,
indeed, he's just managed to gap Big Hurt. The only way that the Big Hurt will catch up from here is if Garvey's tyres really fall off a cliff. And what I have noticed is, going back from Garvey to Big 8, Garvey is being very hard on his front tyres still. So that's the only thing that's now holding the Big 8. And the only thing he can rely on from here. There's been a question. Mr. Ivor Sawheed. Hello, Ivor. Nice to see you, busy as usual. Is Astro and Mick in D3 for Ash? Well, we decided that Mick wanted to be in this race and Astro just tagged along.
But they
just for this
won't
race.
be scoring any points. They're just here to fill some spaces. That's it.
Yes. And hello, Fuller. Or should I say Frodo Baggins? He knows what I mean. D. Roberts in 30. He's got the Hube closing down on him a little bit. Danny's got Naps still closing down.
Yeah, 1.5 seconds now. It's come down.
This could be a potential final lap showdown between these two. So let's just see what happened here. In fact, we'll follow Naps on board, see how he closes up on Danny, just taking plenty of curb coming into 4. There's Garvey and Big Hurt now. I think they've stabilised. I'm not expecting them to change positions anytime soon.
No, I mean the gap's increased to 4 seconds now. Garvey's just pulling away from him. So unless Garvey does a massive mistake somewhere and comes off the track, I don't think Big Hurt's going to get him at the end of this race.
No, indeed, and I think that's I'm not going to tempt fate, but I think that's going to be Garvey's first OFR victory. Of course, with it being I think it's his first race. Not a name that I
think so, yeah.
It's not a name I've come across in OFR before. As Danny's got that gap now, he's now got that gap secured to Naps to about 1.5 seconds. So Danny should see out the rest of the race and take some good top points.
Penalty,
he does.
He needs to clear that.
He needs to clear that pretty quickly. But if he can keep a good enough gap to the end of the race, it's easy enough to shave that penalty off in braking zones. You just got to be very clever about it.
Garvey's on his last lap now, turn 3, coming through turn 4 now. And he's 4 seconds, still 4 seconds ahead of the Big Hurt, who was pretty much ahead of him the majority of this race, actually. Yeah,
indeed. It's gonna be a good victory for Garvey. Consider at one stage it looked like it was going to be a Big Hurt victory because the way he was starting to gap him. So he's done well to pull back. Is still Mick circulating and Matty's still circulating, of course. As here we go, just going to watch Garvey now coming around the final few turns. Taking a very, very odd line coming out of the little left-right there. That was a very, very tightly tucked defensive line. I'll be en route with Nico himself. That's from Ryan. I don't know who Nico is. Oh, right, okay. And Haida saying well done as well.
Yeah. It's been a great race from all of these guys here today, hasn't it?
It has. There's
a few very minor incidents, but other than that, it's been nice and competitive. We've seen some real good pace and consistency from these guys.
That makes sense. That makes sense for Garvey Patrese. As Garvey comes through to take the first win of the season. Very good effort indeed taking the win there from Big Hurt in second. This is how far away the rest of the field are. D. Roberts has only just come through the final corner now. He's got Matty behind him. Damo takes third and Matty finishes the race there as the Hugh finishes fourth. Danny going to come through and take fifth place, I think.
He does, yeah.
He does. He's got it. Well done, Danny. And Naps finishes sixth. Astro is, I'm not sure what he's doing.
I think he's waiting for the others to pass, so he finishes last. But he's got a bit to wait, hasn't he?
No,
Marco is going to be next, so let's jump to him. He is just 21 seconds down, and he's just gone through the hairpin. He's coming through the sector.
Of course, as got Amit as well to come through, and obviously Nick as well. So here comes Marco through the final few turns. He's going to eventually claim seventh.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of tyre wear on his tyres, and he's been kind of nursing them all the way to the end, but he's actually done a pretty decent job this race, so it's nice to see him finishing the points in seventh place now. That's going to be 6 points, I believe, for his team there. Good job, Marco.
Yeah, Ahmed, who's got the windscreen wiper going there. Unless he's got some sand on the front of his car, he doesn't need to have the windscreen wiper going. Comes through to take 8th as well. I wonder if Astro's going to wait for Mick to come over the line. No, he's not. There he goes. There's the 9th. So here comes Mick sliding into the final corner. Really sliding. Doing some Krispy Kremes.
So, what a race!
Yeah.
Opening, this season opener. Sorry, we've seen a lot of D2 worthy pace from the front guys. Garvey, Big Hurt, D. Roberts. The Hugh was a bit further down. Danny and N22 Naps were really similarly paced too. So that I expect to see a season-long battle between those two. I think we're going to get a bit of a good season.
Yeah, I think so as well, and I think there will be other drivers who play their way into contention as well as the season goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be very, very, very interesting to see if there's going to be any further people involved for the rest of the season. So on that note, is there any final thoughts from you, Robot, for the season?
No, I don't think so. I think we're just going to... all I'll say is look out for the races on Sunday, the GTS race on Sunday, D2 and D1. Both of them have got full grids, and they're both using the exact same car, exact same setup than what we've just seen here. So that will give you an idea of how different the gap is between the fastest versus the guys in the Beginners Cup or D3 right now. But I've got a feeling that some of these guys are actually worthy to be in D2 or D1.
Indeed. The only thing that people need to brush up on as time goes on will be racecraft, but that'll only come with time.
Yeah, and that's what this division's for. It's for those guys that are new to GTS or new to online racing, and it gives them a chance to get to grips with all of that stuff. Indeed.
So, just I think watching out to see how people go. So on that note, we'll leave the stream there. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you at the weekend.